Hello everybody, my name is Foxy Games. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Full Story Playthrough. When we last left off, we got through the first part of the Alexander raids in Heavensward, but we're not quite done with our boy Alexander yet, so we're gonna go ahead and get up. And we're gonna continue these quests by speaking to Round Rocks. Round Rocks thinks long and hard on what to do with precious glowstone. It is most favored as treasure of Round Rocks, but glowstone is also what Mide seeks all this time, and has already brought Round Rocks 3 whole years of joy. So Round Rocks decides to give it to Mide so she can be happy too. For now, Round Rocks entrusts treasure to Uplander to give to Mide at next meeting. Even meanest gobbies dare not try to take glowstone from mighty Uplander. That's what you think. Round Rocks does not know where Mide is now, but she often gazes out on giant whirly-cogs from beyond Watercross. From Broken Watercross. Why did I get beyond out of that? Maybe Uplander finds her there. Maybe indeed. Let's go find our new friend, Mide. Where the oh, okay. By the way, I don't know if her name is supposed to be Mide or Mide. Like, I'm pretty sure in Japanese she would be Mide. I don't know, my knowledge of Japanese grammar is amateur at best. Non-existent at most. From afar, that mass of steel has a certain majesty, doesn't it? I suppose it does. But something tells me you didn't come here to share the view. What is it? Round Rocks means to give me the Codex fragment? I couldn't possibly accept. She values that stone over the rest of her treasures combined. And yet, it may be safer in the hands of one more capable of defending it. Safer for all concerned. Gods know the Illuminati will stop at nothing to get it. Very well, if she feels I should have it, I will hold it in safekeeping for her. Give you 3 guesses what happens next. Alas, it is of no more use to me than any other rock. You doubtless recall the moment when Round Rocks first revealed the Codex fragment to us, yes? When she took the stone in her hands, a piece of the Enigma Codex burst forth unbidden in a brilliant flash of light. Yet it had been handled many times by others, yourself included, without ever betraying a hint of the secret contained within. Do you not find that strange? I myself was surprised, albeit for a different reason. The Codex is protected by an arcane mechanism, you see. Only those who share its fundamental principles are able to view its contents. It is rare indeed to find an individual with the qualities required to read it. That Round Rocks possesses such qualities is an unexpected blessing, to be sure, but if the Illuminati were to learn of her secret, she would be placed in grave danger. Even as we speak, they scour the hinterlands in search of their elusive missing piece. But as far as I know, they still view our friend as a mere collector of misplaced items. For her sake, we must do our utmost to draw their attention away from Big West Shortstop, before they take it into their heads to return. And it is for that reason that I mean to leave this place. When the Illuminati learn that I have the fragment, it is my hope that they will focus their efforts on ascertaining my whereabouts. Needless to say, I may not return to Big West Shortstop for some time. While I'm gone, I would ask that you watch over Round Rocks, see that she does not come to harm. You have my thanks, adventurer. As I thought, I am no longer worthy. Wedge searches for Uplander with much urgency. Uplander must return to Big West Shortstop at once. Well, let's go see what's going on. And yeah, I don't like making that goblin breathing sound with my mouth. It just comes out kind of silly. So I'm just not vocalizing it. Round Rocks, are you just singing again? Oh, is Might now enjoying treasure too? Many thanks to you, Uplander. What do you want, Wedge? There you are, Foxy, and not a moment too soon. The Illuminati are getting ready for something big. Y'shtola reports that Alexander has started drawing massive amounts of aether from the surrounding land, which can only mean one thing. The Illuminati have resumed their attempts to revive it. And what's more, Backrix reports that the goblins are amassing substantial quantities of explosives and supplies. By all indications, they're building another weapon. In short, it's bad. But it's nothing a bit of strategic thinking can't fix. They say he who strikes first strikes last, and that's exactly what I intend to do. I've devised a plan which should allow us to take the Illuminati unawares, and I'd like you to spearhead the assault. Our rendezvous point is to the south, on the cliffs overlooking the Thaliac. Biggs has gone ahead to scout the area. We shall await your arrival there. Alright, a preemptive strike. That sounds like a good idea. Foxy, good to see you. I take it Wedge told you the situation. You ready to hit the Illuminati where it hurts? That's what I like to hear. The chief will be here soon, and we can get things underway. Y'shtola's back. Bloody hells if it ain't Y'shtola. No one told me you were coming. An etheric disturbance of this scale demands my personal attention. Judging by the marked fall in ambient ether concentrations, the situation is far graver than previously assumed. And you are certain that steel monstrosity is to blame? I can see no other explanation. The giant's innards are well-nigh saturated with ether already. Yet I sense something else. An irregular energy coming from within the barrier. Be that as it may, I'm afraid we have more pressing concerns. The Illuminati are up to something, and we mean to hit them before they can put whatever it is they're planning into action. To which end, allow me to introduce my newest and perhaps most astounding invention, the Electro Jammer 3, first of its kind. Then why is it 3? Y'shtola seems to have the same thought. Speechless with astonishment, I see, as well you should be. The high-frequency waves emitted by this device will interfere with any and all enemy communications, making it impossible for them to coordinate an effective defense. With it working in our favor, victory is all but assured. Haven't we done this before in A Realm Reborn? Like, with the crystals in, what's that place even called? Mordona? Whatever. I see. So assuming I have understood correctly, you need only activate this Electro Jammer of yours, and the Illuminati will be plunged into disarray, affording Foxy and her friends ample opportunity to take them unawares. Very well. Proceed. So really, it's not that new. It's just... it doesn't rely on the corrupted crystals. Wedge, is this supposed to happen? Well, he looks confident. Oh dear. Bloody hells. Well, that can't be good. You've woken it up! Nay, only the left arm stirs. Could the waves emitted by your device have disturbed something within the barrier wedge? It's not my fault. Not to worry, Wedge. With the Illuminati hard at work reviving the giant, 'twas only a matter of time before parts of it started springing to life. You just gave us this one little extra nudge. On a brighter note, it would seem you've saved us the trouble of finding another way in. Foxy, old friend, it's time for your customary heroics. The Illuminati are likely still scrambling to work out what just happened. Before they do, I suggest you hop across the river and show them what for. In other words, it's time to kill more goblins. I must needs discuss these developments with Master Matoya. Sid, would you be so good as to accompany me? Your insight might well prove useful. He doesn't seem enthusiastic about returning to the cave. Matoya probably worked him to death too. Another core stirs to life. The future unfolds exactly as expected, exactly as written. Oh dear, a prophecy. Light Kick's eyes fixed. I don't think we've spoken to you yet. Uplander feels shivery shakes. Arm of Steel Giant is wide open, and no Illuminati in sight. The Fist of the Sun is now accessible, and you guys know exactly what we're gonna do. Are you guys ready for some Harambe jokes? Because I'm a well-adjusted adult and totally don't constantly quote dead memes that are incredibly poor in taste about dead gorillas. You'll see. You'll see. This trash is no different than the others, honestly. You're gonna see in just a second why what I said at the beginning there is relevant. At least I hope. I hope this boss doesn't go so... Oh god, it's self-destructing. I hope it doesn't go so fucking fast that... Oh, hi. That you guys don't get to see. I forgot that this trash even exists, to be honest. Alright, let's get into this boss. This guy's got some interesting mechanics. First, he's gonna grow really hecking tall. We're gonna want to tank him in this corner here. And when he starts sending out bombs, somebody in the room has to become Harambe. And I really hope... yeah, I can take that. I'm good. Okay, he's small. Alright, they need to drop that really far away from here. Good. That part in the middle will activate these syringes that you see on the outside, and that's how we're going to become mankind's greatest hero. There they go. When the bomb is dropped, Harambe comes to save the day. I told you guys I'm a well-adjusted adult who doesn't just quote dead memes. Alright, boost. We need to become birds. Oh hell. Okay, we're okay now. Turn off the Goblixer. Okay, how do I... Okay, there we go. Everybody's still alive, right? Alright, I have the boss. Other tank, go and grab that. Basically, anytime he starts using boost, you have to become bird. Whenever he uses bombs away, you have to become Harambe. Well, somebody does, not everybody, honestly. At least we got to see it. Honestly, I was afraid we wouldn't. Wow, nobody died. I'm actually impressed. Sure, you'll get a commendation. I don't want any of that stuff. And no cutscene this time. Did you guys enjoy Harambe? I sure did. Well done, lass. You left those Illuminati smarting, and without so much as a scratch to show for it. Now, I'm sure you'd like to finish them off, and we would too, if truth be told, but I'm sorry to say we have a problem. While Wedge and I were out on patrol, we saw something, you see. A meeting between Might and the enemy. Oh no. And then she handed the Codex fragment over just like that. The way she sauntered back into Alexander with the Illuminati, you'd think this was her plan all along. It certainly looks that way, aye. But we can't rule out the possibility of coercion, considering the parties involved. Uh-oh. Foolish uplanders. Treasure Hunter was happy to give Codex, and why not? She makes busy deals with Illuminati since very beginning. And now Illuminati hold all fragments of the Enigma Codex. Treasure Hunter betrays Uplander's trust and forfeits their future in so doing. What a load of old bollocks. How daft does he think we are? Now, Biggs. If the Grand Master of the Illuminati said it, it must be true. Everything is as written, as it must be. If Illuminati are to guide chosen to perfect world, not one piece can be out of place. With this, another page becomes reality. When Illuminati find missing piece, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Why didn't we just kill him right there? Goodness me, that goblin hasn't the faintest idea of how Uplanders' minds work. I would have been prepared to believe that Mide was a traitor had he not bothered to come here and confirm it. Now I'm inclined to think she isn't. There may be truth to what QuickThink says. Backrick scours over data looking for knowings of what happened 3 years ago. Backrick finds mention of group of Ori treasure hunters. 3 years ago, group went to investigate ruins near Thaliak River, only to perish in sudden shivery shakes. 3 years ago, you say? That wouldn't be the earthquake that accompanied the failed summoning of that primal, would it? Bugger me, are you saying it was the treasure hunters doing the summoning, and that Mide was one of them? Now hold on a moment. I'm willing to accept that Mide may have been a member of this doomed expedition, she being an Ori treasure hunter and all, but I fail to see what interest such a group would have in the ideals of the Enigma Codex, let alone summoning a primal. Such question Backrick's asked himself, so he spends much time gathering knowings and finds answers in book lent to him by Charlie an Uplander. Genius technologist who writes Enigma Codex 100 years ago is Ori Zela, with blue hair, exactly like Mide. No, Mide would never make busy deals with bad gobbies. Round Rock searches for Mide, hears truths from her. Round Rock's wait. Oh dear. Just when we thought things were simple. If you're worried about Round Rocks, don't be. Wedge won't let her come to any harm. Truth be told, I'm more worried about this business with Mide. Still, we should be careful of making any rash decisions. As you can bet, that's what the Illuminati want. For now, I reckon we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Innocent till proven guilty and all that. And anyway, we've got more pressing matters to deal with. Namely, taking back the Codex fragment and pushing on into Alexander before the Illuminati have a chance to shore up their defenses. You ready for another round? Good. The sooner you get going, the better, I reckon. Oh, and while you're in the belly of the beast, be sure and break something for me, eh? Sure. The Cuff of the Sun is now accessible. Also, I realize that while I'm voicing Biggs, I'm kind of half doing his kind of pseudo-Irish accent. Everybody in real life who has that accent, please forgive me for butchering it so terribly. But please enjoy The Cuff of the Sun, which we are going right into. Very quick introduction this time. Here we go. This is a series of mini-bosses in this particular dungeon. We, of course, have to get through some trash first. Everybody has decided they're going to run ahead for some fucking reason. Down we go. Into this vent. Machinery Bay 66. Warning, warning. Uplander detected. Initiating purge sequence. And nobody wanted to wait, which is fine. Anyway. No, don't ignore the mines. Avoid them. This is Blaster. Blaster is a dick, and therefore we have to kill him. He spits out mines, and he puts blue markers on people who don't know how to get out of the way. Also, don't be standing in front of those. I think I'm safe where I am. Yes, I am. Blaster is now dead. Now we need to fight Brawler. Everybody here? Good. Come here, you. Okay. We're good. When he uses the drill hand, you want to run far away. Well, whoever's target is. When he raises both hands, he's going to use a big ability that you want to split with the rest of the group. Also, ow, I'm really hurting. Okay, he wasn't shooting it at me. Also, Brawler is now dead. Next up is Swindler. I can't remember a hecking thing about Swindler, to be honest. Oh, right. Depending on the debuff that you have, you will want to stay on either high or low ground. Let's see. I can't see where I'm supposed to be. Alright, I need 2 people to stack with me. Very good. Let's see. I can't see where I'm supposed to be standing, so I guess I'm okay. Usually you could see it in your debuffs, but it wasn't there, or I just wasn't seeing it. Either way, Swindler is now dead. Last up we have Vortexer. Everybody ready? Looks like it. Let's do it. Vortexer has only a few mechanics you really need to worry about, aside from the typical AoEs to dodge and things of that sort. Alright, don't stand in those. And don't get blown back into them by that. Alright, also don't stand in that. My physical vulnerability is way fucking high. Also, one of those needs to be dropped on that cyclone so it can be frozen, for a reason you're about to see. Assuming he doesn't die first. Well, it looks like he's about to die, so basically he'll be casting ouch, ouch. Healers, why? That was shit. Anyway, he was gonna cast a big thing where you'd have to hide behind the stupid ice block, and if you didn't, you'd die, but they're all dead. Guess the healers were too busy DPSing, you know. I even get a, oh my god, sorry I didn't heal you? No. And I got stuck with all that trash, too. Oh well. We can leave now. At least I got 3 commends out of it. Another Illuminati brainchild back on the scrap pile, is it? Ah, if only I could have been there to watch you dismantle the thing. As you've likely noticed, mine's back. Now, I haven't said a word to her about what went on while she was away, as I wanted you on hand if things turn nasty. But since she gets on better with you anyway, maybe it'd be best if you spoke to her yourself. Yeah, maybe I should, see if she's actually a traitor. Ah, Foxy, you haven't seen Round Rocks, have you? I was looking forward to hearing about the new treasures she's found. I see. Well, I will not lie to you. Some of it is true. I did meet with the Illuminati, but that is not the whole story. Allow me to explain. You're saying you handed over the Codex fragment to stop the Illuminati from coming here and taking it? Yes, but the fragment I handed over to them is not but a stone picked from a pile of rubble. The true Codex fragment is here, safe and sound. Ha! I bloody knew Quick Thinks was lying. The way he told it, you'd been working with the Illuminati all along. Load of old bilged, a lot of it. I am afraid not. Quick Thinks told you true. In fact, it was I who first taught the goblins how to summon the primal. I meant only to use them for my own ends, of course, much as I did you. The author of the Enigma Codex was an ancestor of mine. The creation of the so-called perfect world proposed within it has long been the goal of certain members of our tribe, myself included. For years we strove in secret to realize its high ideals, free of the twisted elitism which seems to have infected the Illuminati. During that time, there was one who served as our leader, a man who made us believe that our perfect world was within reach. A man with whom I fell in love. I wish for nothing more than to see his dreams come to fruition. So blind was my devotion, I agreed to help him summon a primal without a second thought. The danger to our lives never even crossed my mind, but on that day 3 years ago, I came to know the folly of our mission. In an instant, the infernal machine laid waste to our hopes, snuffing out the lives of my companions, and the man I loved was dragged into its core. In a last desperate attempt to right our mistake, I called forth a barrier with which to seal Alexander. At that moment, however, the Codex shattered, and the Colossus vanished without a trace. When the dust settled, I found myself surrounded by the broken fragments of the Codex, the cold, accusing remnants of our dream of a perfect world. We were fools to think of only the future. Did not realize it until my friends were gone, the time we spent on our journey together, pursuing a shared dream. Those moments were as precious as any paradise we could have hoped to build. It's a sad old tale, I'll give you that, but it doesn't explain why you had the Illuminati summon the primal, or why you had us help you infiltrate it. After everything you've been through, you can't seriously think any good will come of reviving Alexander. You all but said as much yourself. Good has nothing to do with it. Understand, I did not act out of any lingering adherence to my old ideals. I simply wanted to see him again, and perhaps walk to the ends of the world with him. him. Might cannot mean Alexander. Not Alexander itself, but the soul I believe still resides within. Soul of Uplanders sleeps within giant machine? Never has Backrix heard such unsense. Might must abandon this. Now's not the time. I've got one more question to ask you. What happens when all the Codex fragments are brought together? Alexander was born from hearts that yearned for a perfect world. The writings of the Enigma Codex inspired such a desire, but they are more than just a collection of texts. The Codex can also be used to control the primal. To be precise, 2 elements are required. A complete Enigma Codex and one capable of reading it. When both are present, Alexander can be commanded to transport its residents wherever they choose. I myself was once able to read the Codex, but those days are long gone. Now the fragments are as dead to me as the stones beneath my feet. There is another, however, to whom the Codex still responds, one we all know quite well. What? Round rocks? Are you saying that little girl is the key to controlling a bleeding primal? Round rocks. Round rocks has been captured. Of course she has. Well, that's not good. It's all my fault. I only lost sight of Round Rocks for a moment, but by the time I spied her again, the Illuminati had her surrounded. Can't I do anything right? If they hurt her, I'll never forgive myself. Please, Foxy, please bring her back safely. Tale as old as time, eh? Woman falls in love with a man and gets sucked into primal. Woman tries summoning primal to be reunited with man. Load of old rot if you ask me, but mine seems to believe it. We're all in agreement on one thing, though. An innocent child's at the mercy of the Illuminati, and it's our job to rescue her. Curse me for a fool. I should have known better than to underestimate the Illuminati. I assumed the missing piece in their plan was the Codex fragment, but they were talking about Round Rocks all along. We must mount a rescue, now, without delay. To the Illuminati, she's no better than a cog in that monstrous machine. Oh god, there's a fate. It is like that she's being held somewhere in or close to Alexander's upper body. Continue your push through the left arm, and while the Illuminati are distracted, I will search for a way forward. Oh, why can't anything ever be simple? We now go to the arm of the sun. Welcome to the arm of the sun. Who's going left? Okay, then I'll go right. Oh my god, come on. So in the beginning, the party is split. And these people are idiots. Why would you start without me? Why would you run into the spikes? Oh, whatever. As you can see, it's a regular city inside Alexander. I mean, if these guys really just want to tank this stuff on their own, they're welcome to it, but if they start dying... Well, let's just turn on Iron Will. If they start dying, they have only themselves to blame, to be honest. Ah, yes, and now the boss is revealed. Not that. It's the big Gobbo boss himself. Let's get down there and beat his ass. You know, to be perfectly honest, I don't remember exactly what this guy's all about, but we'll see. One thing you do want to know is point that away from the group. Do not touch the spikes on the outer edge. And he is going to pick up random players and transport them to one of these four corners. Depending on their role, they will have to do something different. Now these things do need to be broken, these padlocks, so you do have to brave the spikes for a little bit. Alright, the cat is now in the play, and he is going to send a heart out. This heart needs to be killed very quickly, because if it reaches the boss, which the other tank is just going to let happen, like an idiot, the boss will then get a buff. Generally, you don't want the boss to have a buff, but oh hey, here comes a giant ball. The other tank doesn't seem to care much, so... Okay, looks like he's gonna capture me, since I'm currently the off-tank. Everybody get away from me. You're stupid. Why would you do that, you stupid fuck-ass? You're not supposed to come with me. Well... Now... he's actually made it harder for us. Alright, we killed it quickly, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But those things have a pushback, and the walls there are frozen. If you get pushed into them, you get frozen and probably killed. But if it was that easy with a DPS and two of them, it would have been just as easy with just me and one of them. So depending on how many people get pulled in, there are more mobs. But whatever. It didn't matter. It didn't matter, that's the point. Come here, you. Alright, now the healer was captured. That means he needs to stand on a point that blocks the poison from coming out of that room. And, well, it looks like he is. Oh yeah, somebody's limit breaking. I feel like nobody's done limit break ever since I started doing these. Oh, the other tank is dead. I don't know why. Probably because one of the healers was DPSing instead of, you know, healing. Anyway, he's gonna go and heck off somewhere. And explode. Well, that's that then. Sure, we'll give it to the other tank. Why not? I don't want any of this shitty treasure, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep going forward. And once again, we are straight back here. So the Master of the Illuminati himself came flying in to drive you out? Haha, sounds like you got him worried. We must be getting close. Ah, Foxy, I hear you made short work of Quick Thinks' flying machine. He will surely think twice before barging into the short stop uninvited again. Well, I don't suppose he has any reason to come here anymore. He already has his missing piece. Poor Round Rocks. If the Illuminati have harmed her, I don't know what I'll do. You sure do get attached easily, Wedge. Uplander sends Quick Thinks scurrying. Illuminati, you think twice before threatening us again. Uplander is nearly through left arm. Next Uplander must push forward into inner parts and save Round Rocks. Indeed. Congratulations on your victory over Quick Thinks. While you were busy dismantling his flying machine, I finished charting Alexander's interior. The chamber you reached is situated in the innermost part of the left sector, which means your next aim should be. Backrix does not trust Treasure Hunter. 3 years ago, she summoned Metal Giant. Backrix wonders if she still wishes to finish mission of dead comrades. I do not blame you for doubting me. Truth be told, my former mentors often stressed that were the unthinkable to happen, it would be my burden as the youngest to carry on their work. But building the Codex's perfect world was their dream, not mine. I only borrowed it. As long as I was with those I held dear, I could happily have devoted myself to any cause. Seeing their passion, their joy, that was what filled me with resolve. And it was that which drove me to collect the pieces of the Codex. All their talk of learning and reason, of justice and perfection meant little to me in itself. I sometimes wonder why I was able to read the Enigma Codex in the first place. Mayhap it was because my youthful mind was a blank slate, receptive to any ideal, if put convincingly enough. In the end, of course, it didn't matter. The primal took my friends' passion, their joy, and their idealism, and ground them into dust. Though I survived, my commitment to the cause did not. Put simply, I had no need for a perfect world without them to share it. So believe me when I tell you that I did not seek Alexander's return to realize the dreams of the dead. I only wish to see him again. Meaning your leader. The section of Alexander you've been exploring is called Midas, after a king from a legend of Eld. Midas entreated the gods for a finger that would turn all he touched into gold, and the gods duly obliged. But in his carelessness, he transformed the one he loved most in the world into a lifeless gold statue. And thus the thing he coveted became his undoing. So it was with me and mine. Had we but paused for a moment to consider the means, and not simply the end, mayhap my friends would still be alive. But we did not, and they are gone. My one remaining wish is simple, to speak with the man I love once more. If I could do that, I would be satisfied. There. I have told you everything. Assuming no one else wishes to question my motives, I would speak of Randrox's rescue, as was my original intent. Now listen well. Alexander is divided into 3 main sections, each powered by an independent core. You've already fought your way through to the innermost part of Midas, the left arm. The core lies only a little way beyond, but you may be sure that the Illuminati will have deployed the bulk of their forces to defend it. Hold on a minute. Why would they choose to keep Roundrocks there? The cores are just power sources. You're correct, and the answer is they wouldn't. Roundrocks is most likely being held within Alexander's upper body, but the Illuminati have locked the entrances from either arm, making it impossible to enter. Our only choice is to stop the core, and in so doing, stop Alexander. I see. Why, that's actually rather clever. The Illuminati need Roundrocks to control the primal, but if it can't move, they'd have no need for her. At the very least, they'll have no choice but to keep her safe until the primal is in working order again. Activating those cores would have used up every crystal the Illuminati had. If we destroy the second one, I doubt they'll have enough to get them operational again. Do Uplanders truly think Metal Giant can be toppled? Absolutely. I mean, I'm a regular primal killing machine. Treasure Hunter truly believes Lost Soul of Love sleeps within Metal Giant. Madness. But Backrix does not doubt resolve to rescue Roundrocks. Go with Mide deep into Midas, and deactivate second core. But do not underestimate Illuminati. Day and night they bring supplies into Steel Fortress. Backrix suspects Illuminati are making new weapons. Well, that's where we go to face, in the Burden of the Sun. You guys ready to fight some robots? This fight is absolutely insane. And I love it. It can be annoying if people don't do what they're supposed to do, but it's still fun. Alright, let's do this. Everybody ready? Yeah, they look ready. Alright, this guy's gonna have some familiar mechanics, and also stuff that you're going to obviously want to move away from, like those guys back there didn't. Perpetual Ray is a tank buster. Yeah, pretty sure he's gonna keep hitting me. No? Okay. I'm not being healed? Why? Okay, these steam regulators need to be killed. Apparently the healers were once again just too busy DPSing to actually, you know... sometimes these people... Alright. Really? This is getting a little ridiculous. Oh hey, some familiar faces. Brawler should be killed first. Because his mechanics are a bit spicier. Okay. Are the healers just not healing people? Because I'm getting really low on health. like, for no reason. Alright, Vortexer is dead. And here come the other two. They've got that one, so I'll take this one. It's Blaster and Swindler. With the same mechanics as before. Alright, I've got... Oh, I can't see my debuffs for some fucking reason, but whatever. I'm doing just fine. Well, it seems the healers have woken up. I'm actually getting healed now. Oh yes, same as before. Do not be standing in front of those. Alright. Now, surely it must be over. We've beaten them all, right? No. Have you guys ever watched Voltron? Or, like, Power Rangers? Well, say hello to Brute Justice. Please watch out for Double Rocket Punch. You should have stacked with me, buddy. I was here for a reason. Oh yeah, don't stand in front of that. That hurts a lot. I'm hitting the wrong buttons, but I hardly think it matters at this point. When you use a super jump, you want to spread. Alright. Well, I'm going to cover the other tank so they don't get killed. Since they seem to be keen on not stacking with me for some reason. Anyway, that's Brute Justice. I'm a bit annoyed at the healers. But they woke up in the middle of the fight, so, you know. Also, we totally did not look at that explosion. It's very Power Rangers, this whole fight. Just this pose and everything. That was interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and get out of here and see what awaits us next. Second core, I do believe. Once that's out of commission, Alexander won't be going anywhere. Diane, would that I could see you just once more. Farewell, my love. Oh, he didn't die. You! How graceful. Too frightened to face us alone, I see. Not that I blame you. We all know what Foxy did to you last time. To usher in the future that has been writ, even strongest Gabi must sometimes pretend to be weak and let enemies win. Oh, pretending, were you? I suppose losing this core was all part of your plan. Don't make me laugh. You know as much about the future as we do. QuickThinks knows all. For example, QuickThinks knows one among Uplanders carries true fragment of Enigma Codex. It seems the game is up, Biggs. There's no hiding the truth from QuickThinks. Very well, I admit it. I have the fragment, but I won't be handing it over to the likes of you. Oi, Wedge, didn't you hear him? He knows all! Which means he knows that what you're carrying is a worthless rock, while I've got the genuine article tucked away in me small clothes. QuickThinks already knows conclusion of Uplander's childish games. He's coming for me. What's he waiting for? Long ago was outcome decided. Uplanders think they are victorious, but luck is no friend to them today. What? And now Enigma Codex belongs to Illuminati. All pieces fall into our hands. Well, shit. As far as I can make out, the thing's in good working order. No damage, no signs of tampering. I can only think it was an energy fluctuation that did it. Just bad luck. Bad luck? You're saying it was pure chance that the platform stopped at that exact moment? Then what about QuickThinks? There's no way he could have predicted something like that. The odds would be infinitesimal. Well, however he did it, the fact remains that he did. But that doesn't mean we have to stand for it. When someone takes something from you, you just have to take it back. That's the spirit, Wedge. I don't know where you grew your balls, but keep it up, buddy. You used to be such a coward. Well, things haven't exactly been going well for us. Forgive me. Through my incompetence, the Illuminati have all they need to control Alexander. And though the beast is now immobile, I cannot help but feel that matters are worse. Nor do our troubles end there. In our absence, Backrick seems to have taken leave of his senses. Uh-oh. What a bunch of bleeding dolts. Why didn't we just leave the fragment here with Backricks? Still, we do know one thing, right, I suppose? The second core's out of action, and that primal's going nowhere. Try as I might, I cannot think of a logical explanation for what happened back there. Not only did the platforms malfunction at precisely the right moment, but Quick Thinks was on the only one that didn't. It just happened to be in exactly the right place to catch the codex fragment. Do you know how difficult it would be to orchestrate something like that, much less predict it? Basically impossible. Do Uplanders forget something? Matters are too urgent for such foolish doings. What? Tongue flaps of Uplander make Backlash almost laugh. Backlash. Uplander claims already to have stopped Core and lost Fragment to Quick Thinks. Look here, Uplander. Backrix has brain case like Steel Trap, catching all heard things, all seen things, and he saw Uplanders leave but few moments ago. Backrix senses something is amiss. Oh. Interesting. Like what? Backrix is certain that Uplanders left for Metal Giant only moments before returning. He watches Uplanders disappear over horizon with own two eyes. But it is impossible to return so soon if Uplander's tale is true. Why Treasure Hunter also makes such claims, Backrix does not know. Go, Uplander. Trade tongue flaps with Mide and together think of explanation. We will indeed do just that, because it sounds like something strange is going on. Like, some of us are in two places at once, perhaps? But you know how the whole song and dance goes. We're gonna take care of that in the next episode, where we go to the next part of the Alexander raids and perhaps even reach its conclusion. I actually don't remember how much longer it goes, but we'll find out together in the next episode. I'm Foxy Games. Take care until then. Bye.